Hey, what's up? I'm glad you could make it here. It's your girl Conditional. Yeah. Excuse me. And today is Wednesday, and you know what that means. Time for another Condition episode. So today is a very special day. We're going to do Condition a little different. And hi, if you're new here and you've never ever watched a Condition episode, let me briefly tell you what we do here. Condition is just a little chat, you know. We come, we break down media, our thoughts, whatever we're dissecting, we break it down and we turn it into life lessons over here. Today is no different, but we will be doing the format a little different. Normally, I put up some pictures for you guys, and then I just sit back and I talk to you guys about just life lessons. I pulled out the text. Today is going to be a little different because this is my life lesson, at least one of them, and that is pregnancy woes in my 30s. That's what we're coming here to talk about. And in order for me to really paint a clear picture of where we are in America, I really want to go back. Let's go back to 1865 to be exact. So in 1865, Susan B. Anthony, along with two other women whose names I shamelessly forgot, started writing a petition. And that petition was basically it was basically to their friends. They started writing letters to their friends saying, "Hey, we really should start writing petitions for to Congress to have women's rights." And everything kind of took off from there. It's as much as recorded history as we know thus far. So from 1865, we have been fighting for women's rights and for women to be seen as citizens and to be treated as such. Now, for black people, we've been fighting for longer, but we just gonna stick. We're gonna stick to the women today. We're gonna stick to the women today. And so, I want to give you guys a few years of women history, just a few years. So, I know 1981, Sandra Day O'Connor, first woman to be, I believe, to serve Congress. I believe. Now, before then, I believe it was 1963. If you see me go over here, I have some notes. It may not be 1963. I don't know why I put my lips like that. Oh, okay. It was 1953 where the first U.S. woman went to go under astronaut testing, but it was in 1983 when the first woman was sent to space. Okay, 1963 was when the Equal Pay Act was dropped. You following me here? You following me? And then there was another one, I believe it was 1970. Hold on. Boom, 1974 was when the Equal Housing Discrimination Act was passed. And I believe that's when they were discriminating against women to get housing. Okay? So I said all that to say, so after about 8 or 9 years after Sandra Day O'Connor is serving in Congress, I was born. Out popped me. And ever since I have been a black girl, now a black woman, I grew up very much in a patriarchal household. Now, I lived in a single parent household. It was my mom along with 5 other siblings. It was 6 of us, and we still grew up in a very patriarchal household. My mom worked very hard. I believe at one point my mom had 2 jobs to put food on the table for us, to put clothes on our back, shoes on our feet. And I can remember some of my comeuppance and my rules ever since I was young, I have been told that I need to do this and to do that to get a husband and to have children. You know, I've been conditioned. I have to put others before myself. I have been conditioned not to think of not just me, right? And I could see why I was conditioned not to just think of just me. It was more people in the house. But at the same time, hey, we're all selfish and I am no different. And I didn't just see why I had to just think about everybody else. Case in point, I'll never forget this time where I'm in the room chilling and my mom's calling me from the kitchen. She's like, hey, T, come here. And I'm like, okay, I'm in my room watching Friends because I love Friends, or movies because I love movies. And so I just get up, come in the kitchen and like, ma'am, what's going on? And I had to have been like 10, 11 at the time. I was young. I don't know how old I was. And my mom's like, hey, I want to teach you how to cook. And I'm like, oh, okay. Am I cooking for myself? And she's like, no, I'm going to teach you how to cook for everybody. I immediately was like, nah, back up. Why I gotta cook for everybody? They can cook for themselves. Like, I really wasn't feeling it. I wasn't. And I can remember that cooking lesson being my first and only one. And I also can remember us being both frustrated. Her frustrated probably because she just wants to teach me how to cook, right? And also she's tired. She doesn't get too many days off. Me, I'm frustrated because I'm like, why is she asking me to cook for everybody? My mom probably would have done better asking all of us to cook, but I digress on that. Neither here nor there. I learned how to cook anyway. But it was for me years later. So I have been just conditioned to put people before myself. Therefore, and hey, I'm not going to blame everything on my parent. My mom did the best she could. But as an adult, I'm learning how to decondition. And when you are told something so long, I feel like either you go two ways with it. You feed into it or you reject it. And at first, I was feeding into it, and for a long time as well. And I feel like me feeding into these ideas what made it toxic for myself and for others. And for a long time, I was just swimming in the sauce and not understanding and not connecting the dots or anything like that. For the longest time, I was just not seeing it at all. So it took me a long time to get to where I am. And I decided that while I do want to be a mom and a wife one day, I decided that it's best for me not to rush it. It's best for me not to think about it too much. It's best for me not to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's best for me not to drive myself crazy over it. It's best for me to focus on myself wholeheartedly. I have been doing lots of research, and this is just on and off of my period and just in my free time, about just the effects of anxiety. Right? Did you guys know, this is just straight off topic, but on topic, did you know that a woman's ovaries can feel anxiety? Like, did you know that if a woman has anxiety problems, she's more likely to pass them down to her children? Like, I didn't know that. Until I started doing like research and things like that, I started to be informed. Even down to like the things I eat and things like that. Like things I drink, things like that. They all have an effect. I felt like at one point in time, I feel like my eggs were not healthy enough to have children. You know what I mean? Like me, I wasn't healthy enough, therefore my eggs weren't. Sorry, I'm itchy. So I find that we're still very much in the business of telling people how they should be and how they should live in our lives. We have not gone forward in America. We've gone back. And we've gone back in our own mini circles. It's not just society now. In our mini circles. Because I personally feel like people with kids lie to me. No offense to you if you watching this. But I do feel like people with children lie to me. I feel like they're not real with me about kids. And some things they can't explain because every child is different. Every journey is different because every parent is different. So, where are we, America? Are we still telling women how to have kids, when to have kids, why to have kids? I'm not going to fall for it, and I hope you don't either, especially if you're not in a position to have them. And that's all I'm saying. I know things will not be perfect. I know there's some things that I know nothing about, but I do know myself, and I do know that I should take my time. That's all I want to leave you guys today with. Have a great one. Bye.